Hey harmonizers, welcome to this video with Cadbury where he is going to wear a saddle pad for the very first time. And although this might sound like a very simple task, this is actually a really big deal because this is the first time something's going to be going on to him. This is a prepping step for eventually getting him ready to ride, which is still a long ways off, so we're not even going to think about that right now. But more importantly, it is blanket season coming up, and it'll be really nice that if we're having a really big rain that I can actually put a blanket on him to help him stay dry, not get so muddy, won't get so matty with all of the mud, the moisture, all that kind of stuff going on. It'll just be nice to be able to offer him that extra care there. And you can see when I put it on him for the first time, he was a little bit like, I'm not so sure about this. And you can see his little ears back like that. That's him really focusing. He's like, I don't know if I really like this, but I did get a cookie. So what you're going to see is a little bit of the process that I use for introducing things to horses. And I try not to make a massive deal about it. It's just like, oh, I've got this thing. It's no big deal. It can rub on you. We can put it on. And then thank you for being tolerant. Here's a cookie. The cookie really helps the horse think, oh, okay, like this is an opportunity to earn. It helps give them good feelings. It also gets them chewing and licking, which helps them stay in a thinking frame of mind. So it's not really about like, oh, she's doing this, she's doing this, she's doing so much to me. It instead helps them take part a little bit more and be a little bit happier to be in the situation. And of course you can see there's horses walking by the camera because there's riding and lessons going on. So there's other distractions happening, but he's handling that all really, really well. So for some people, when they introduce new things like this, they almost make it super sneaky. It's like, they're like, oh, are you going to be bothered by this? Like, are you scared of this thing here? Oh, okay, like let's read the horse and like, are they okay? And then the horse is kind of like, what are you doing? You look really sneaky. Your body language is different. Whereas I just kind of go into it like, yeah, I've got this thing. Yeah, it looks a little bit different, but no, it's not going to hurt you. I can rub you with it, let them have a cookie so they realize I'm grateful that they tolerated that. But I also don't make him wear it for very long in the beginning. So it's like I put it on, I give you a cookie, I take it off, and then we repeat. And that's important because if you just do more and more and more and more, then what ends up happening is the horse kind of freaks out because you reach a tipping point. Same thing would happen to people, is if you can imagine you're being helped with something that you find overwhelming. Look at him looking at it. He's like, what is this thing you're putting on my back? But imagine, like, let's say you're, I don't know, scared of spiders and somebody brings one closer to you or one in the room with you, and then they bring it even closer and then they put it to your skin and then they let it go on you, and it's just like more and more and more, and you don't really get a chance to breathe and go, oh, okay, like that was not so bad, like this is all right. And you can see his body language is starting to relax a little bit more. His headsets come down a little bit. He's looking right and left. He's got his ears moving around. His posture in general had relaxed. So I left the saddle pad on him a little longer, taking him for a few steps. And this is something that I need to be careful with as well, because in this video, I am still super large pregnant, so got to be careful about that. Got to be careful because there's other people riding in the arena, so I want to be careful not to do anything to upset Cadbury and cause him to go run away, because that could cause a problem with the other horses in the arena. So we're just doing little bits of walking and turning, giving a cookie along the way, and I'm really reading his body language. So like there you can see he kind of got upset and he did a little bit of a cross, but I stay really calm and focused. When our leaders freak out a little bit and go, oh my God, like, oh, what's going on? Then that can cause the horse or the human to get really upset with and escalate the situation and escalate all of the emotions. So when they have those little moments where they go, oh, I don't know, as long as the leader, in this case, which is me, stays calm and focused, like, yep, like you're fine, we're still going this way, it can really help to de-escalate the situation, because I'm not jumping around going like, oh, like, what's that? What are you doing? Like, oh, like, are you okay? Like, this is scary. This is terrifying. So I'm not adding any emotion to the situation. I just stay really calm. And we take off the saddle pad, put the saddle pad back on. So there's a decent amount of repetition happening with a little bit of progression, like a little bit of leaving it on longer, taking him for a little walk, little turns, things like that. And you can see he gets his little cookies, and eating the cookies tells me that he is able to think and process what's going on, because that's the nice thing about using cookies as well, as if your horse isn't able to chew on the cookie, then you know that they're a little bit more stressed. And then this is Cadbury in the cross ties afterwards. So he's becoming like a real domestic horse, where he's actually got the cross ties attached to his halter, and he's got a lead rope on just in case he gets upset. Our cross ties, which are the straps that are kind of at the side of his face there, they are attached to a binder twine. So if he does get upset, it will easily break and he can bust out of there. But this is a whole new thing being attached there. Of course, our cross ties are set up so he's got a wall behind him. So you can see he backs up and he hits his butt on the wall. And that's a nice way to just kind of give him kind of a secure feeling and a real clear boundary. When people teach cross ties to horses, if there's nothing behind them, they can back up and then they'll panic because their head is pulled. So having something behind to block is really key. But I'm just loving how he's doing so well with everybody around him. Other horses are getting tacked up, groomed, all of those things. And he's just like, all right, domestic life, this is working. Remember to subscribe and check out harmonyhorsemanship.com for even more learning.